welcome to the club.
My club are mental, aren't they?
21 is coming. You're chatting gas. Embarrassing. Off, ref!
Most toxic fan base in the world are Arsenal.
Liverpool, the worst champions ever. We're live. What's going on, people? Welcome to the club. We are live, as you just caught me asking at the back if we are live. And we are live for a big one. It's Manchester United against Liverpool in the FA Cup quarter-final, trying to join the likes of the mighty Coventry City, the small Manchester City, and Chelsea, who have just arrived in the FA Cup semi-finals. At the moment, 3 blue teams there, and these 2 reds fighting for their spot in the semi-final. Rory will be with me very, very soon. Don't worry about that. He's going to be joining me shortly. But of course, we are brought to you by Super 6 as well. Make sure you're clicking the link in the description below. And of course, downloading the Super 6 app. We'll be getting through some of the popular predictions for today's predictions as people are trying to win £750,000. And if that's not one, next time around, next weekend, it's going to be $1 million. Incredible, isn't it? All for playing a free game. So now is the time to be downloading the Super 6 app and getting involved. Link is in the description below. And remember, T's and C's apply. And you have to be 18 and over. The team news is in for this big game as well. Manchester United, Liverpool at Old Trafford. And I saw Manchester United's team news and I saw Rasmus Højlund there. And I thought, oh, that's nice, isn't it? Rasmus Højlund starting for Manchester United. But then I looked in the midfield and I saw no Casemiro and I saw McTominay starting in there. And that kind of made me feel a little bit more worried. Of course, McTominay stepped up with some huge goals for Man United this season. But also, when he plays in midfield, we're usually shaped like a donut with a massive hole in the middle. United's team, for those wondering, is Onana in goal, Wan-Bissaka, Varane, Lindelof and Diogo Dalot. Then in that midfield, as I said, we've got Scott McTominay and Kobbie Mainoo. Then Alejandro Garnacho, Bruno Fernandes, Marcus Rashford and Rasmus Højlund up top. That front three that saw Manchester United hit some form until Rasmus Højlund got injured, of Rashford, of Højlund and of Garnacho back together in their right formation with, Rashford on the left, Garnacho on the right, and of course Højlund through the middle. But I've also seen Liverpool's team, and despite the fact they've got injuries to the likes of Alisson in goal, they have got a very, very strong lineup with Mo Salah returning to their first 11 as well. Keller is in goal for them. Gomez is at fullback with Kwanzaa, Van Dijk, and of course Robertson at left back. Then in the midfield, you've got Endo, who's been coming in for some huge praise recently as well, with McAllister and Szoboszlai either side of him. Up top, you've got Núñez with Salah and Diaz either side of him. So Liverpool getting much closer to a stronger 11 from them. With Manchester United also seeing the return of Rasmus Højlund. Interesting that we're playing Diogo Dalot at left back today with Aaron Wan-Bissaka at right back. Wan-Bissaka returning for Manchester United and Varane and Lindelof at centre back. We've seen Lindelof playing at fullback a lot recently for Manchester United, which has not been ideal. You can tell he's been playing there out of position and, he doesn't look comfortable at fullback. So getting him back in his natural position will hopefully see an improved performance from Victor Lindelof. Now, I'm seeing a few of you asking, are you going to be on your own today, or whatever it is? No, I'm not. I am going to be joined by Rory. Buvey has swanned off somewhere. I don't know where Buvey's got lost to. Apparently, he's gone on holiday and found a little EasyJet flight out of here. But I have been joined by Rory, and Rory is here right now. Come on, Rory, get involved. How you doing? You all right?
Did you go live solo?
I did go live solo. You proud of me?
It's me and you today.
It's just me and you today.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah. Well, you know that now.
Did you know that?
I knew that. Yeah.
Oh, mate.
How you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm sorry. They maliciously. I'm gonna have to do some tech on show. I can't. I've got to swap them over. No, I know it works, but it's too tall for me.
Okay, let me carry on talking and Rory sort his mic out. As Rory sorts his mic out, obviously Chelsea today getting a huge win 4-2 against Leicester. It did look like at one point Leicester City were going to pull off a little bit of a shock. Then they go down to 10 men, all that kind of stuff. What did you make of that?
Yeah, I mean, from what I've seen of the game, it was a disaster for Chelsea. Like it's the same old thing, isn't it? Have you seen the goals? Have you seen the Disasi own goal?
I haven't seen the own goal. No,
I mean,
I've seen the few goals that won it for you.
Disasi an own goal. Raheem Sterling is just like it's over.
He got booed when he blasted a free kick over, didn't he?
Yeah, because it's over. Like it's just been a disaster. What he is supposed to be in that team is the experience. He's supposed to be the safe bet. He's supposed to be the answer to problems. Whereas he's actually. You actually want to give the ball to Chukwuemeka rather than Sterling. You actually want to give the ball to Palmer.
The fans were calling for him to give it to Palmer, right?
You want to give the ball to Palmer rather than Sterling. What Sterling should be doing is he should be the main man of that team. And in fact, he's actually more detrimental to a team rather than somebody who's like young and kind of finding his feet. So no, it is a massive problem with Raheem Sterling. What I think should actually happen is I think he should just not play anymore. Like it's quite a noble transfer. It was a transfer that I thought was going to work. It's a transfer that I desperately hoped would work. But ultimately, it's been a complete and utter disaster. You know, when you and I in the past have spoken about worst transfer signings of all time? Like, Raheem Sterling's name here, you know when people maybe put Paul Pogba into that for Manchester United? I think Raheem Sterling, considering what he was supposed to bring to Chelsea, the player that he was supposed to be.
When we talk Chelsea transfers, a lot of people talk Torres.
Yeah, Torres.
Where is
Torres
on the scale of 0 to Torres?
Torres is correct as well. Torres was a complete and utter unmitigated disaster. But there are silver linings to the Torres signing. There are huge silver linings to the Torres signing. Whereas I feel like with everything that's gone on with Raheem Sterling, it's been a slight disaster. And ultimately, I feel like what should happen now. He can't contribute to the team. For the team that we want to be next year and the year after and the year after, there's no point in playing Sterling. So, look, I don't particularly rate Noni Madueke, but he might as well be getting the minutes in his boots rather than Raheem Sterling. I don't particularly rate McKola.
For those that don't know today, Chelsea were 2-0 up in the game. At 1-0, Raheem Sterling missed a penalty, which people were obviously calling for Cole Palmer to take. And then in the second half at 2-2, just after Leicester went down to 10 men, you had a free kick on the edge of the box. It was originally given as a penalty. That's how close it was. He skies it, pretty much rolls
But apparently, I was in transit. I was in transit at the time, but apparently it wasn't supposed to be his free kick. He's used his top trump. He's used his senior player status to get the free kick, and has then basically put it out for a throw-in. So I just think it's over for Sterling. Like. When we signed him, I was really happy. At the time, I was arguing that, in fact, it wasn't even my argument. Pep Guardiola had made the argument for me. At the time, Pep Guardiola had prioritised Raheem Sterling over the likes of Grealish. Like, you know, there was a season where whoever Pep Guardiola had at his disposal,
he was their main guy.
Raheem Sterling was the answer.
England's main guy.
And England's main guy. And that's the player that we signed. But the player that he is today is a huge distance from that.
Could it be something to do with just the state of Chelsea at the moment, or do you expect Sterling to kind of rise above that, like we've seen with Cole Palmer, who's on 16 goals, 12 assists?
I think you've asked the perfect question, but answered the question perfectly. Raheem Sterling is definitely a victim of his circumstance, a victim of his surroundings. At Chelsea, I think you could argue that every player and manager, in fact, if you really want to be generous, is set up to fail. But I would also say that what should be stopping us failing, what should be putting us into a situation where maybe we win a cup when we get to a final, maybe this year we win a cup, is Sterling. Like, Sterling's supposed to be the answer to problems. He's not supposed to be the problem. What we're meant to be doing is going, what you should be saying is going, guys, really unlikely that Chelsea win the FA Cup, but they're in a semi-final, and with Raheem Sterling, anything is possible. That's what you should be saying. I'm assuming that's not what you're saying.
Yeah,
that's not your opinion, is it? No. Yeah, that's not the way.
It's not. That's taken obviously Chelsea winning. It did feel like the magic of the cup was alive when Leicester pulled it back. But the magic of the cup was alive and kicking in Wolverhampton yesterday.
Yeah.
Did you see Coventry City's performance? Have you seen the highlights?
I've seen the highlights. I've seen the goals. Yeah.
What a result, man! I was buzzing with that because you fit this bill as well. We still love the FA Cup, innit? We still have that romantic feel for it, even though a lot of it has kind of been drained out of it.
Yeah, it hasn't for me. It has, like, honestly, the FA Cup for me hasn't lost its magic. I know people will tell me that it has, and other people say that it's less prestigious and whatever. But just speaking for myself, I desperately want Chelsea to win the FA Cup this season. If we get launched out of it in the semi-finals, or presumably, actually, we get to the final and get beat by Liverpool, when that happens, I'll be gutted. Like, I will be genuinely gutted. Because I love the cup. And people will say that it's lost its magic or whatever. But to me, it hasn't. I understand that maybe for players and clubs.
To me, it hasn't.
It hasn't.
I love it, man. I love it.
I would go so far as saying that if Chelsea were to win it, look, everything that's going on at Chelsea at the moment, we're all over the place. We have the worst possible board. I think the board that we have are the worst thing to have ever happened to the club. I have a manager that I don't think I've ever disliked a manager more. But a cup win would paper over the cracks drastically. I'll be over the moon. And I'm assuming if Manchester United win the FA Cup this season, beating Liverpool on transit to winning that cup, be an amazing...
Yeah, I'd be buzzing.
Yeah.
I'll be absolutely buzzing. I really hope we pull it out of the bag today, because when you look at our league campaign, and although the fact, I'm not so sure if Villa are still losing, but you see Spurs dropping points at Fulham, and they kind of give you that, that Jim Carrey moment. Are you saying there's a chance?
Yeah.
Like, we feel like that now with the top four. Are you saying there's a little chance? But with the FA Cup, like, if the team don't turn up today, there's big problems.
Yeah.
Because there's a chance for silverware. There's a chance to beat Liverpool in a quarter-final. Jurgen Klopp's last appearance probably in the FA Cup, because it's very unlikely he's going to manage another English team.
The other thing that you could do today, which is huge for you as well, with Manchester United, I think this is only relevant to Manchester United, but the huge amount of titles and European Cups that Liverpool have won. Realistically, in the Premier League, that only really matters to you. Like, it's all very well for Liverpool fans to bark their huge tally at Chelsea fans, but it doesn't matter. It does matter to you. If you beat them today, that has an impact on whether they win the league or not. And possibly, you want to stop... I think it definitely has an impact. Look, if they win today...
It's huge momentum builder.
Yeah.
Huge momentum.
So you can... I tell you what you can guarantee. You can guarantee making sure they don't do a double in Jurgen Klopp's last season, which for Manchester United's records is huge. But then we've seen situations, haven't we, in the past, very recently, where Manchester United went to Wembley with the opportunity to preserve their treble, and they didn't turn up at all. So the fact that Manchester United have a massive opportunity today, I mean, from what we've learned about this Manchester United team, they won't take that opportunity and it won't matter to the players anyway.
True. We've seen the Gypsy King there. Pitch side at Old Trafford today as a Manchester United fan is Tyson Fury. We've got a few super chats, which means we've got to read them out. From J-Dog, it says, Rory, why does 2 and 2 make a Christmas cake? Surely it makes 4.
No, 2 and 2 makes a Christmas cake like spectacularly, doesn't it? Like, everyone knows that.
Yeah.
2 plus 2 equals a Christmas cake.
Yeah.
Everyone knows.
Benetwa says, super chat, got to read it out.
You've got to read it.
That was his super chat.
That was what he said?
Got to read it out.
You've got to read it out.
Ethan says, look at what Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang did for Arsenal in 2020. Sterling is capable of doing that. I think he's kind of agreeing with you, but...
Yeah, that's what he should be doing. Yeah, Aubameyang won Arsenal the FA Cup against Chelsea. Zuma didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
Michael Owen did it once for Liverpool against Arsenal in Cardiff. Michael Owen, Arsenal winning the game. Arsenal were the better team. Arsenal won it up 0-1, I think. Basically, Michael Owen just decided to win the cup. Raheem Sterling is supposed to be that player for Chelsea, but he just isn't.
Callum Grant says, to make the FA Cup great again, should put that on a hat, need to have the winner qualify for the Champions League and get rid of 4th place. Would you be up for that?
No, I don't think so, because I think it's interesting to explore this, right, Ed? Because what he's saying there is that you give a bigger prize and therefore it makes the FA Cup more worthy. I think it doesn't. I think it has the adverse effect. I disagree with the point entirely. I think if you start saying, for example, that the Europa League is an entrance to the to the Champions League, you aren't amplifying it. You're watering it down. Effectively, what you're saying is this is the
real prize is next season.
I think the FA Cup is a prize in itself. The FA Cup isn't relying on getting into another trophy to succeed. It isn't about that. The FA Cup in itself is success. The Europa League in itself is success. You don't go, oh, we might win the Europa League, that'll be good, because we get into the Champions League. You go, we might win the Europa League, that'll be good, because we've just won the fucking Europa League.
Yeah.
Like, nothing to do with getting into another tournament.
On the flip side, you could see teams taking it more.
Yeah, they would, but for the wrong reasons.
Usually do.
For the wrong reasons.
That's true. Yeah.
Like if
you'll get fans for the right reason.
You'll get fans going, we really want to win the FA Cup this season, desperately want to win the FA Cup because of the glory and the prestige and the history of the FA Cup. Absolutely not.
And you could see an adverse effect on Premier League games.
Yeah.
for teams that are already out of it. So, for example, Man United now, let's say fourth doesn't matter. We're quite far off fourth, but we could kind of go, forget the league.
Yeah.
Let's just play everyone in this.
There are 100 reasons why I desperately want Chelsea to win the FA Cup this season. Literally none of them are because it gets us into another tournament.
Here's a good question for you. Charlie says, Rory, would you swap Poch for Sarri? Poch or Sarri?
I mean, I preferred. I think Sarri was a disaster. I really didn't like him as manager. It was a hateful time to be over the bridge. But I'd have anyone over Pochettino. Like, if nothing else, Sarri didn't have a Tottenham allegiance. If nothing else, there wasn't a Tottenham thing. But no, neither would be the dream. Basically, anyone other than those two.
So there you. What about Benitez? If you put Benitez into that, Poch, Benitez, or Sarri?
No, Benitez was.
Is he above both of those?
Oi. Benitez and Pochettino are very interchangeable. Sarri's above both, just. But
I wouldn't have expected that. Sarri.
But like, I didn't like Sarri at all. But he wasn't. Benitez hated Chelsea openly. In fact, Pochettino openly hates Chelsea. He's our manager. Have you ever had a manager that openly hates you? You know how Tottenham had Conte?
Felt like Mourinho hated us at one point.
Yeah, I think he did. Mourinho. It's so weird, and I don't know if people who were watching can empathise with this at all. It's a really weird situation when somebody who should love you hates you. It's like maybe a girlfriend or something. Maybe you've lived this experience. But like, I genuinely think that Mauricio Pochettino, whilst in a position where he should love Chelsea, he's a manager. He earns a lot of money. Everything good that is happening in his life at the moment, certainly from professionally, is Chelsea. I think he hates us. I think he actually hates us. It's an amazing situation. I had a girlfriend once who did it.
Just hated you?
Yeah, she hated me.
Did you make her hate you?
No, I was loving.
Are you the
charming,
problem
loving
here?
man.
Have you made Poch hate you?
No.
And have you made her hate you?
No, Pochettino hated Chelsea before he took the job. He just proved that he's an incredible charlatan because he should have never taken the job. You know how he pretends he's a man of honour?
Yeah.
Like, I would never manage Barcelona because of my love for Espanyol. Yeah. You wouldn't manage Barcelona, you're right, because you're a distinctly average manager. Nothing to be like me going in a really noble way, really noble. I would never, ever accept £1 million from Tottenham Hotspur. I would never take that. I'd never take that money. We'll cross that imaginary bridge when we get to it. They aren't offering me anything, are they? They aren't offering me anything. So that's what Pochettino did. Pochettino went, I'll never take the Barcelona job. No, you won't, mate, because you're rubbish at management.
You'd definitely take $1 million off Spurs.
I would. But it's very easy for me to say I wouldn't because it's not going to be offered.
Yeah.
In the way that Pochettino goes, I never take the Barcelona job. Yeah, mate, because it will never be offered to you because you're a rubbish manager.
It's like when people go, do this for free. It's like,
yeah.
Would you know?
Yeah, exactly.
Because if you're in a position where you're now
exactly
a professional footballer, you'd want to be paid.
Yeah, I know. No, I know. Yeah, I don't expect any money to play football. Yeah, because I've seen you play football. Yeah, I've seen you play football, mate. Yeah.
Oh man,
no,
we're not far from kickoff. Big game in La Liga tonight as well. Atletico Madrid versus Barcelona. Everyone that's tuned in, thank you very much for tuning in. Make sure you're hitting that like button and subscribing to the channel as well. We've had loads of new subscribers in recent weeks. We're now on 184k, creeping much closer to 185. So get hitting that subscribe button and of course joining the club. We've had another blank super chat from Dex. Thank you very much.
Do you know what I've learned about people that do that? I thought that it was like incredibly generous, and I'm sure it is, and I'm really grateful for the super chat. But what I found is, and I found this on my own channel as well, people who do that, they've done it by accident. So maybe, what was his name? Dexter?
Dex.
If you have mistakenly sent the super chat prematurely, just write it this time, and between us, we'll keep an eye out for it. You don't have to pay twice for whatever it is you wanted to say. If you've done it by mistake, but potentially he's just done it. He's just been really kind.
Yeah, his sound is Dex. Oh man, I'm so nervous for this game, you know.
Yeah, you should be.
So nervous for this game.
You really should be. You should be. I mean,
give my ticket away today as well.
Weird situation. I want you to win.
About that.
I really want you to win because, well, I mean, obvious reasons. Liverpool always beat us at Wembley. So if we can have a situation where we don't play Liverpool at Wembley,
we have a very even kind of record at Wembley, don't we?
You
beat us a few times.
I think we're
beat
up.
You a few times.
You've definitely beaten us in my lifetime, but
more recent history is
we're up, yeah.
Because you got Drogba and you got Hazard.
You've got Drogba 07, you've got Hazard, you've got.
Then between that, it's 94, isn't it? After that,
94, Cantona. Yeah. Ince scored that day as well, didn't he?
Yeah. And Chucky.
Is Is that the only two recently? So yeah, we
It
did
does
do
feel like it,
07,
doesn't it?
07, the first one at Wembley, the first FA Cup final at the new Wembley.
Yeah.
Didier Drogba in extra time. Is there nothing between 07 and when would that have been? 17. We went 10 years with that cup final.
No, well, we had the Champions Leagues and stuff like that, but
Yeah, we had an 08 Champions League
we
final.
never had. Did we have a League Cup?
I'm surprised.
We've never played in a League Cup final, have we?
You don't win the League Cup.
We very
generally,
rarely do,
you?
yeah, yeah.
We had a very good record in it at one point. Manchester City just blew our record out the water, though.
Mm.
The way that Manchester City retained the League Cup.
They did it a lot, innit? It's like this is their 7th FA Cup semi-final in a row or something.
Do you not?
It's ridiculous.
I don't like to go down, and I saw. Do you know what, Adam? I'll give you credit for this. I'm sure. Anybody watching will agree. I watched the video. I probably shouldn't be promoting other videos on our live stream, so please don't leave now. And if you haven't seen it yet, please watch it when we're not on air. But I watched you on the overlap having a debate about Manchester City. I thought you were brilliant, mate. I thought it was a really good debate. I thought you handled it well. I thought you were very professional.
I felt like I didn't handle it well. You know when it's one of them ones when you go, oh, I should have said that.
No,
sometimes
I didn't get that. I thought.
I always feel that.
What I thought you did was, what I thought you did very well, which you don't always do, is like calm. Just really rational, really strong takes. And I think you just effectively handed enough rope to that Manchester City fan and went, look, I don't know what to say here.
Yeah.
If you're gonna literally say that nothing has occurred, then
It's a bit
okay, cool. But the conversation is over.
Yeah, it's mental.
but do you know what I think? And I know a lot of people won't think this, but do you know what I think is a huge indicator as to where it's gone so wrong for football and also Manchester City in their dominance. The only way that you can retain a League Cup, the way that they did, they didn't lose a game in the League Cup for about 5 years.
Yeah.
That's bent. Like that can't not. Like that's bent. No, like Liverpool have had some mad good teams over the years. Hansen team, right?
Yeah.
They didn't do that. Man United over the years have had some mad good teams. They didn't do that.
You always go, we can't do this in the League Cup.
They literally didn't lose a game in the League Cup for 5 years.
Yeah.
If that doesn't, people can talk about charges.
Also,
and whatever. Just use your loaf of bread.
Sometimes you can go, as a football fan, I hate being put into this position by my owners, but I'm just going to enjoy the football because what else can I do? There's nothing wrong with saying that.
I agree. I think that's the answer.
You don't have to repeat. Like,
I think that's the answer. And I also, do you know what? I also think it's a bit out of order. You know when, and I think this happens more with sort of journalists looking for comment, journalists looking for, you know, when you get sort of a slippery journalist looking to almost trap people. You know, if you go up to, let's use Newcastle as the example. Newcastle have been taken over by the PIF. You know what happens? You get journalists. They go up to Newcastle and they find like a drunk guy who's having a night out on the Gallagate or whatever, right? And they go, what do you think of the war in Yemen? And they're like, wait, he doesn't need to think anything about that because he's a Newcastle fan who's a Newcastle fan. Like you can't ask football fans to somehow suddenly, but I think that should be the answer. Newcastle fans should go, I just support Newcastle, man. I just support Newcastle.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But what you find is
they defend it.
Sports washing works on some of these.
It works really well.
Yeah.
It works really well. Well, I mean, watch that clip that you were involved in.
Yeah.
Watch that clip.
Yeah.
No, it's
it was good fun though. Love being on the overlap.
It's a great channel, man. It's a great. It is.
Stick to football.
Annoyingly, it's the best. Annoyingly, considering we're on one, but it's far and away the best football channel on YouTube.
Yeah, but we're not them, innit?
No, we're not them.
We can't be.
But they're better than us as well.
Yeah, but like
they're way better than us.
If we were Roy Keane, Gary Neville, Jamie Carragher, like there's clearly something different about you to everyone else. You're not just a fan.
But not even.
That's a big hook.
Agreed. But remove their football.
Oh yeah,
and they're still wicked.
Yeah,
like Jamie Carragher, and this is why I think Jamie Carragher is just sensational in that role that he plays. Right, Jamie Carragher in that role. Do you know what you can see from him? And I think this almost is why he's so watchable and so interesting and so good at what he does. Jamie Carragher's a football man. Like Jamie Carragher, if he wasn't a wicked footballer who played centre half and won a Champions League for his hometown club, he would be here because he just talks about football and he's from a football family. His father used to run with Everton and tells stories about like that geezer Eddie Kavanagh who ran on the pitch at Wembley and stuff like that.
Put his foot in it on CBS.
I did. We've
all done that, innit?
I did.
You know, you go too far with the joke. I mean, we've not all done it on national television and for millions to see.
But I think that's just another example of why the show worked. Like,
I think sort of that's bound to happen with them.
People sort of held the show to account rather than kind of going, if you set a show up like this, if the point of a show is effectively banter, which is what they've kind of marketed themselves as, isn't it? It's a fun show.
Mm.
If that's what it is, then people are gonna say things.
Yeah.
People are gonna do it. But they handled it well, I thought.
Yeah. No, definitely. She pulled them all out of the fire the next day when she delivered that speech.
Yeah. Little brother and that.
That's unreal. That's unreal.
Mate,
PR.
I just saw the Liverpool line. Sorry, I was a bit late. They're going to batter you, mate.
Yeah,
I didn't realise.
We got McTominay midfielders, a big hole in.
Mate, they're going to batter you. Yeah.
No Casemiro, but we have got Højlund back. We're away, by the way. The game has kicked off. Am I right in thinking we've got an issue with the graphics for now? Yeah, we're going to get the graphics up shortly, but just bear.
It's all right. We've got our best men on it though.
Yeah, Jesus.
We got the big boy.
Should see the clowns behind it. Yeah, just.
Like you really, for you, a victory. The longer it's 0-0, the better. Like, you know, if this is 0-0 on 70 minutes, that's great for you. Nice interchange here from Manchester United.
Bobby.
Really nice. Oh my God!
Oh, why did it?
If he didn't take that, was it Scott McTominay coming in?
Wan-Bissaka
took it off his
squared
foot.
one, and Wan-Bissaka's taking it off the toes of Scott McTominay, who you surely think's better placed to shoot there. Oh. It's unfortunate, you know. Unlucky, lads. Well done, Cobby. Unlucky, Aaron.
Do you know the problem with that, though? You need to make sure that, like, chances are going to be few and far between. You know, if that chance doesn't come in the first minute, but it comes on a 67th,
you're worried.
You're like, that's our chance. Like, that may be it. That may be it already. Ooh. All else been going well?
Yeah, man. All as well as could be. Had a lot. We had a busy week this week, haven't we?
It's mad week, yeah.
Had a very busy week this week. Live podcasts and we got some great stuff coming out for you guys. The timer will be up soon. We do apologise. The timer will be up soon. We've got some gremlins in the works at the moment. Not sure what's happening. So we do apologise for that.
But we're live.
We are live, I think.
We are live.
Are we live?
Yeah.
We are live.
Just check. Yeah. We are.
We'll get the minute up for you soon, guys. We're on 2:47 8 right now, but we will get a minute up for you. McTominay has just committed a foul on Luis Diaz. It was a foul. It didn't seem too.
Yeah. I don't think there's anything wrong with Manchester United making sure that the sting is taken out of the game. You know, just that little bit. Just make sure that Liverpool don't find a rhythm. Because if they score early...
You don't want that. And you don't want Mo Salah getting into the groove of things. No, he's just back from injury.
Yeah. No, that's gone.
That's well done.
If they score early, it's potentially a cricket score.
Has the cup draw been made, or is it going to be made after this?
No, it'll be after, won't it?
Okay.
As far as I know, anyway.
Yeah. No, you're right. I'm sure we would have heard.
After, yeah. Yeah, where's Wembley next, isn't it?
Yeah. What do you think of semi-finals at Wembley?
I think it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Do you know who I think is really...
good at Villa Park.
Do you know what I think is really ridiculous for? The non-London teams.
Go on, Marcus.
Oh, my God.
Oh, great save by the keeper, to be fair. Good
There's a lovely hit from Rashford. I was going to say Rashford should have had a touch there, but that was a pinger.
He probably could have, innit?
It's a good idea to take it early, though.
He's unlucky, is it?
It's a great save.
Wow, it's a good save by Kelleher.
Just a good height for the keeper. That's the one problem is it's a good height for the keeper.
Played Cobby. Cobby's had a good start to the game, getting in with some good tackles. But Mo Salah's on the way now. He's been sent away by the heavy touch by him. That's unlike him, innit?
Coming back, just coming back. This is the thing, when look, I know Salah's been kind of like he's gently been edged in, but this is a bit of a baptism of fire. I know it's the FA Cup. I know it's less important for Liverpool, I'm sure, than the league. But it's Man United away. Like, this is as intense as it gets, even in the FA Cup, I think. There's a super chat that's landed. It says, "Where's the Guinness?" Do you know what? He said, "Where's the Guinness for Paddy's Day?" Do you know what?
By the way,
spotted?
happy St. Patrick's Day.
I've got a load of clover stuck on me. Look, I went. There was a woman in the pub. I went to see my dad for a drink beforehand.
Ooh,
No,
shot by
easy
Shabba's
save.
like, well saved.
Yeah, good hit. Easy save in the end. Yeah, easy save. Yeah, Manchester United just need to make sure that they stay in this game. Because the last thing in the world Liverpool want is extra time. Yeah? That is extra time now, isn't it? It's not.
Yeah, it's straight. It's straight. It's after is it from the 5th round onwards?
From the 5th round, I think. Yeah.
What do you?
I think that the idea of scrapping replays, do you know, wound me up, and I really want them to go down. I was happy they got beat yesterday. Brentford. I hate them. I've got this like weird hatred now.
I know you. Every time we bring them up,
because
Garnacho.
Do you know why? It's because of that manager. That manager had such a cheek, that Thomas Frank. I used to like him because I used to like the way that he'd always speak about booze when he'd won. He'd be like, "I'm going to have a lovely bottle of red." I was like, man after my own heart. But do you know what he did recently? They played a game in the cup, and he was desperate to get rid. He was desperate to get rid of replays. And you're like, mate, you're the Brentford manager. You are Brentford. Like, a decade ago, Brentford would have been dreaming of an FA Cup replay at Manchester United. They would have loved the idea of going up to Anfield to play an FA Cup replay. Suddenly, they've become a Premier League team, and they want to pull the ladder up. They want to stop everyone else getting replays.
Yeah.
I thought it was just so out of order. Look, I think replays should exist throughout the competition. But if anyone is going to make noise about it not existing, it can't be the Brentford manager.
If you're going to take replays away, then you have to seed draws and make the lower seed be home.
They're in behind you here. Good defending.
Well done by Rafael Varane.
Good defending.
Do you know what I mean?
Man
if
on,
you
man
seed
on.
draws so that the team with the highest seed is automatically away, then maybe you get a little
but then
bit
you see
hurt.
that doesn't necessarily do it.
It doesn't,
because
no.
that doesn't necessarily do it because sometimes you want to go. Do you know? I do have the answer to this. This is an amazing moment for this show. This could be one of the best moments this show's ever had.
Oh,
I've actually come up with the answer to the replay issue.
Okay.
What you do is this. What you do is, if the game finishes a draw, the two captains decide, is it a replay?
yeah.
Or is it...
Or the managers.
Yeah, the managers then. Basically, the game ends 1-1. The referee goes over to the manager and goes, do you want a replay? And if both managers say, yes, we want a replay, fine, who am I to say?
Or even if one. A bit like golden balls.
No, not one. It can't be one.
Like golden balls.
Can't be one. Because one, Jurgen Klopp at Liverpool doesn't want a replay. He wants to get it done on the day. Jurgen Klopp goes, replay. The Oval manager goes, no, they have to agree.
Yeah.
And if one says replay, it has to be a replay.
Okay.
They have to both say, that's wicked.
Yeah.
Also, imagine the tension. The game finishes 1-1. The cameras come in.
Yeah.
Off they go to the managers. The managers are having this sort of articulate chat with the referee. It'd be brilliant. I think I've just solved the FA Cup.
You have. I think it should happen. Oh, no.
Oh, my God.
Salah. Wide. United very, very lucky there. It was a fantastic ball from the right-hand side of the pitch.
That's an amazing...
Spread to Mo Salah, who catches it on the volley. It was Darwin Núñez who found him, to be fair. He caught it on the volley and just tried to pass it.
It's a really good hit. No, he's walloped it. It's a really good hit. Anana was terrified. I think Dalot, is it? Dalot needs to be closer, man. Mohamed Salah.
You know what's interesting here? Dalot's been dragged to the right. Was he on the right?
Yeah, but Salah's been dragged as well, isn't it?
like so where's Wan-Bissaka now?
The thing is,
Wan-Bissaka's on the left.
they must be doing a follow your man, which is risky because it's very easy to put
Unless
people
they
out of
want
position.
Wan-Bissaka on Salah. Because if he's better one-on-one.
Yeah.
And for that,
the problem is though,
Salah just went on to the left, didn't he?
The problem is Salah. If Wan-Bissaka is following, no, he's not following him. Okay, it's interesting actually. Tactically, it's very interesting. Good cross.
Poor clearance by Varane that kind of put us into trouble. United have got the clearance away in the end.
You're getting battered.
Through McTominay. Yeah, it does look
You're
like
getting
that wasn't
battered.
a foul either.
You are getting battered.
United have got it. I'll take that decision all day.
He's been the boy, that Endo, isn't he?
He's been getting a lot more. I can't lie. I don't watch every Liverpool game, but when I've seen him play, he looks
Amazing.
Like he's
Do you know when
and
they
the
beat
price
us in
they
the
got him
cup?
for was nominal, wasn't it?
Well, I saw a thing actually that.
Garnacho,
Oh my God!
final third. Oh, saved by Kala. Yeah, it's Rasmus Højlund. It's not. Scott McTominay's back.
Scott McTominay. Scott McTominay
my
again.
days. Every time I say, don't start.
Scott McTominay.
That must be like his 10th goal this season.
It's unbelievable.
United there. I just seen my mate.
Did you?
Yeah, just seen Zayan and that there.
Oh my God! Manchester United are 1-0 up at home to
Come on,
Liverpool in the
Rex!
FA Cup. Eric Ten Hag, very calm.
He's
Mate,
done
this
well
is
there
massive.
to follow it in because Garnacho's at the
Garnacho
first
did well.
shot.
Keeper could have done a bit more, could he?
Rashford, good pass here from Rashford. Oh no, it was
No, it is Rashford.
it was
Yeah.
Rashford. Yeah, good pass from
Easy,
Rashford.
though.
He's definitely onside. Well saved. McTominay following it in.
Is it Alexis McAllister coming in with McTominay? Could he have done a bit more? Look. No, maybe
but
not.
he's
Maybe
fouled
it's on
him,
the wrong
and then
side,
it's
isn't it?
Yeah. That reminds me of a goal. Paul Scholes scored against Liverpool at that end of the pitch. I think it was like his 500th game for Man United because he got a
What did
trophy
he do? Poke it
before
in like that?
And
Yeah.
like he's had a shot, it's bumbled up, and then he's just followed it in.
Yeah.
Weird memories. That
I
you
mean,
have
this
from
has
these
set the
games.
game up. This has set the game up in such an awkward way. Nobody anticipated this. Manchester United 1-0 up after 10 minutes. The interesting thing here is, in the Manchester derby very recently, Manchester United went 1-0 up, didn't they? And they basically capitulated in the second half. It's going to be very interesting to see if Manchester United have learnt anything from that. What impact does this have on Liverpool? I love the Cup. I love the FA Cup so much, man. Look, Manchester United now, there seems to be a bit of a spring in their step here. Well done. Look at them. You're on the attack.
We're going to batter them. I've told everyone.
Yeah. I mean, Liverpool probably still win. But...
Yeah. We've scored
Mate,
too
you're
early.
winning everything.
We've
Bruno
scored too
Fernandes.
early, like Coventry yesterday. Mate, by the way, Coventry fans, if you're watching this, shout out you, man.
Who do you think they want in the next round? Who are they? what-
Chelsea.
Yeah. Because also, with the
They want,
thing with
they
beating
want
Chelsea...
the winner of this to play City, and they want Chelsea.
Yeah. The thing is, as well, playing Chelsea, we feel like a big enough club, I think, to still
Go on,
feel
Diogo.
like a...
Go on, Diogo. Go on, Garnacho. Oh, that's a great tackle. Who was that? Robertson. But they're calling for something there. Has it maybe hit his hand? I'm not sure if it'll ever be given in that position because he's slide tackling.
Oh, my God.
Oh, it has it.
It has hit his hand. It's
is-
completely not deliberate, though. Like, he can't... He
You know
hasn't
where they
saved
go,
that.
If he's supporting your body, it's not a penalty, is it? You know, when there's
I don't think...
supporting
The
your
reason
body.
why I don't think that can be a foul is because he slid
His
into
hand's
block.
behind
He's
his
got a
body.
hand. Yeah, he's got a hand. Like, he can't... There's nothing he can do. about it.
Defenders of, I'd like it to be given, but if you give that, defenders have
Yeah. Manchester United, though, hugely impressive 12 minutes here.
Come on.
Hugely. Mate, if this goes 2, if they nick this...
Oh, go on, Diogo. Have a...
No, don't do that. Never do that. There's nothing more infuriating than a defender just giving the ball away.
Yeah,
like.
he has got it in him, but yeah, you're right. He should have passed that. He's getting close down.
Also, you know when you're 1-0 up against Liverpool and you've basically just scored? Nothing wrong with a bit of possession.
Keep the pressure on.
Yeah, nothing wrong with just possession.
Here we go. Here's that goal again. Garnacho, who I saw a stat before this, he started like 25 games in a row for Manchester United.
I'm not
For a
sure.
young player, is huge.
Yeah. Do you think Kelleher could have done more with the Garnacho shot? I know it's
That's
difficult.
slowed down, isn't it? So
I know it's difficult.
I didn't think at the time. I didn't think he could have, and that's normally your best reaction is your
Yeah,
first reaction.
yeah, full time, full pace. Yeah,
But then I'm not a Liverpool fan, so I don't.
it's a
Great
very
pass.
good
Is that
pass.
McTominay?
McTominay.
Rashford.
Send it to Zidane. Mate, Man United are playing so well. They're looking
Bruno
after the ball. They're asking.
Ah, Kobe Mano sent him shop. Oh!
I can't believe what we're watching here.
Kobe Mano,
I
man.
honestly cannot believe what we are watching here. Oh, this is
Oh God.
okay.
Break. It's
Szoboszlai
4
has
on
the-
5.
Szoboszlai has
5
the
on 5.
Although the shape's good. Look,
Liverpool
holding
5
possession.
on 5.
That's
Garnacho
Garnacho
been
hasn't
beaten
done
by
enough,
Robertson. Diaz. Robertson over.
Do you know there's a few times recently, like that is an example where Andy Robertson's had a good chance and hasn't taken it. Andy Robertson a few times this season has had really good chance to score and hasn't taken. I think he had one against Manchester City. He did. Yeah, he just chipped it over the bar from 6 yards out, 8 yards out. You can't. Onana has to save that. Like, he just has to.
I never took the over.
No, what I'm saying is, if you end up not scoring from that position,
yeah.
Onana has to pull a save out the bag. Like, you can't blaze it over the bar from 8 yards out. You just can't do that. Manchester United here, this is exceptional stuff from them. It really is. 15 minutes into the game, Manchester United asking all the questions. Manchester United find a second goal here.
Can you just turn our mics off, please, while this is happening?